Senator Marco Rubio joins me now. Senator, I saw your tweet earlier today, but why should any Republican be working on a border deal with these people, given what their obvious goal is here? And it's not enforcement.
Well, first of all, there are things we need to do, like improve our asylum process. It's being abused. It's being broken. It has to be completely reformed. We got to get rid of this parole program, which is also being abused. I think it's like a 300% increase over how any other president has used it in the past. All those things are legitimate and they should be fixed. The problem is this. The laws have to be executed by the executive branch. And we already have laws on the books right now. I mean, the laws have not changed from the time Trump was president to the time Biden became president. What changed was the way the law was applied and executed. The same laws, Trump had the same laws as Biden, but Trump did not allow people and discourage people from coming. And we detained people and we deported people and we forced people to remain in Mexico. Biden, on day one, said, I'm getting rid of all the Trump policies. In essence, they're not following the laws that exist now. They're not using their enforcement tools now. So what leads us to believe that no matter what law you pass, they're actually going to do any of the things you agreed to? All these things do is it allows an administration to do something, but doesn't mean they're going to do it. So if they're willing to go to the Supreme Court to fight against border security, what makes you think they're going to adhere by any legislative deal that's done on border security? They're going to take the legislation and say, well, yes, that's an option, but not pursue it because they're not interested in border security. Senator,
have you had discussions with Senate leadership, given your own experience on the border question back in 2013, with people like Lankford, McConnell, Thune, about the timing of this and linking this with Ukraine funding, given where the people clearly are on this issue of the border? They know what is happening.
Yeah, what I've said to everybody is twofold. Number one is, if you go back to 2013, 10 years ago now, that was a very different time. We had an immigration problem, and primarily it was the fact that we had a bunch of people in the country that are already here illegally. Today, what we have is something we've never seen in American history. You know, in the month of December, 300,000 people on a daily basis, 5,000 to 6,000 people just walking into the country every day and being released. And I think back to 9/11, right? When we had people that came here, but they had to pretend that they were students learning how to be pilots and that now they don't have to pretend anymore. Now all you got to do is cross the border, say the magic words, you get given asylum, and you get to go on airplanes without even having to show ID.
Well, that's not stopping with this bill, though. None of this is stopping.
No.
Senator, can I just ask you something really quickly? So we're running out of time. We heard that they might try to pass something in principle without the specific details being known or being able to be read by everybody. Is that possible? Could they actually do that?
It's possible. You have to pass a bill, as you well know. I mean, as a lawyer, and you know, you have to have a bill and it has to have language. The question is, if I give it to you on Tuesday or Wednesday and I say you have to vote on it on Thursday, I mean, especially something like immigration law, where every little word matters, especially how it's going to be interpreted. But all of this is all Biden wants. He wants to reach a bipartisan deal with Republicans in the Senate, then have the House not pass it. And then he can go around saying, look, we tried. The crazy Republican MAGA people in the House wouldn't do it. So now they own the border crisis. That's what this is all about.
Well, the Senate is setting them up for that. That's for sure. Senator, great to see you. Thank you so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.